on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, it's not over. It's Freestyle Friday right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3. And hey, man, it's a Freestyle Friday. I've been waiting on, man. This one's gonna be lit. This one is gonna be lit. So, what y'all got going on? I'm AJ Jones. It's about to go down, man. I tell you what, this weekend is gonna be ridiculous right here in Houston. We had the Texans and Philly last night. There were more Philly fans at NRG Stadium than Texan fans. We'll talk about that later, but that went down last night. Tonight you got Prairie View playing some football in town, so that's kind of in the neighborhood. And then you got tomorrow, the I Love coming to town. Well, they're already in town to take on the Texas Southern University Tigers, talking about Jackson State. They're going to be in town tomorrow night at 6. Same time that the Houston Astros are getting ready to try and close out and win their second World Series chip. If they can get one more run at the end of the game than the Philadelphia Phillies. It's going to be a lot going on. Look, don't call me tomorrow because I'm going to be busy from morning to late in the evening. So that's what's happening here. And then, man, what a game last night for those Houston Astros. And I'm glad Justin Verlander got his first win as a starting pitcher in the World Series. Glad he finally got that. I love that it was important to Dusty to leave him in there and let him try and have a chance to get that, because it looked like he was pitching horribly, but it wasn't that bad. And he got him, 5 innings, got him out of there, turned it over to that bullpen. They, for the most part, held it down. They gave up their first run as a bullpen in this World Series, and they were able to get some defensive plays to hold on and win the game. So now just one more win away. They got 2 chances to win one game, and I believe they're going to get it done tomorrow night at 7:03 Central Time here in Houston. That's what I believe. The Texans did not embarrass themselves against the Philadelphia Eagles last night, but let me just say this. Jalen Hurts is pretty doggone good. Jalen Hurts is really good. And for everybody who said, oh, no, he's not an NFL quarterback, he's not going to be able to play from the pocket, he's not going to be able to do this, do that. Shh. You're looking pretty foolish right now. You're looking like you don't know a doggone thing about football. So let me just chill you out for a minute. But man, Jalen Hurts pulled it out for Philadelphia last night. I said that the Texans would lose by double digits. They lost by 12. So, but it was close. It was close throughout the game. So we can talk about that. We can talk about Jackson State. I don't think that they're going to have any trouble with Texas Southern tomorrow night. But I was sitting next to one of the voices of the Texas Southern Tigers last night, and a guy on my other side who went to Texas Southern, and both of them felt like not only was Texas Southern not going to embarrass themselves tomorrow, they felt like Texas Southern had a chance to win. Okay. I mean, you got to have that swag. What do I expect y'all to say? Oh, no, they're going to lose. They're going to get blown out by 50. I don't expect you to say that, but I also don't think they're going to win. So we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Keith Hennick, how you doing, brother? Got that going on. So it's going to be a lot happening this weekend. What y'all want to talk about today is Freestyle Friday. So put something on the menu. Put something on the menu. You bring it up, I will discuss it. If you bring it up, I will discuss it. I've been on one for the last couple of days. I'm going to chill out a little bit today. But I will say this, man. I meant what I said yesterday without calling out any respective groups, without making any anti-Semitic comments or statements, which, are not a part of my DNA. I just wish my community was as protected as others. Not as another one, but as others. I don't want people to take any protection away from those other communities. I just want my community to be put on the same level. I want that more than anything. I want that for myself. I want that for my children, my grandchildren. I want that for other people's children and grandchildren. Keith Hennick said Brady comes back to earth and beats the Rams. You think? You sure? Let me look at that. Let me look at that. Tampa Bay and the Rams Sunday afternoon at 3:25 Central in Tampa. The Bucs are a field goal favorite in that one. I mean, it could happen. The Rams are not playing lights out. This Rams team is not that Rams team, so it could happen. I don't believe that Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are going to lose their fourth game in a row. I don't believe that for any stretch of the imagination. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. Excuse me. They've lost 5 out of their last 6. Don't look good for the home team. But I think you're right, Keith Hennick. I think that Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers figured out Sunday. Get it right. Sunday against the LA Rams. Rams got to travel to the East Coast down there in Tampa for that game. So, you got that on your side. But they got to run the ball. They got to be able to protect Tom Brady, and they haven't been doing a great job of either. So if they can get that figured out, then yeah, I think you're right. All right, again, it's Freestyle Friday. Put whatever you want to put on the menu. We'll talk about it. 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005, or you can email me, aj@jonesmediaandent.com, aj@jonesmediaandent.com. Hey, before I take this first break, I got to give some love to my interns. They processed 123 entries for this week's Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. 123 people sent in picks for this week's Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. And man, Destiny and Ebony processed every single one of them, got them put in the system that we use so that we can try and get these right. And I'm really, really proud of them. So if you are ever feeling like they ain't doing a good job and, they missed this and they missed that, miss me on that, because those young ladies processed 123 entries for this week's Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. And I think everybody but about 5 people are 1-0 after last night. About 5 people thought that this was going to be a trap game and that the Texans were going to find a way to beat the Philadelphia Eagles last night. So for the 118 other folks. Great job for the 5 people that got it wrong. Sorry. All right, y'all, let me take this break. I'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Talk Monday.
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. You got a Roku streaming device. Just download BS3 TV. Download BS3 TV. You can see Man Talk Monday. You can see Queen 3 and King and other great shows right here on the network. Changing the way you watch TV. Keith Henning said, those ladies are awesome. Thank you, Keith. They like you a lot. They like you a lot. They always say, we got Mr. Keith's picks. And they like Keisha. Man, they love you. Keisha has a unique way of picking games. She gives every team a nickname. And then she'll give her commentary. And then she'll give the final score. She's got a very unique way of picking the games. They like her a lot, too. And of all people, they like T-Bone a lot, too. T-Bone, you better not be flirting with my interns, dog. I'm just telling you, man. Don't be flirting with my interns. They say that Chi-Town is very detail-oriented. Chi-Town is very detail-oriented with his picks. Like, Chi-Town don't just put the winner and then the final score of that Monday night game. Chi-Town sends a whole spreadsheet. Chi-Town sends a whole spreadsheet. But, hey, I'm not knocking him because he's been in the top 6. We've been doing this, 5 years? He's been in the top 6 probably 4 out of the 5 years. And I know he's won it at least once. Delano, I think, is the only person that's won it twice. So, yeah, man, I want y'all to give some love to my young interns. They're doing a great job. 123 entries into this week's Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Again, you want to be in the top 6 at the end of the season. Right now, that top 6 consists of no, this is old. Where's the other one? Hold on. Here it is. Al High is number 1. Big Time Floyd, number 2. Miss Pearl, number 3. Emmanuel, number 4. Milo, number 5. Delano, number 6. And then you got Amber, Chi-Town, Erica with a K, and Football G, rounding out 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1 off of, or make that 3 off of the top 6. You got Clarence. 4 off, you got Alexis. 6 off, you got Todd. Another 6 off, you got Big Mike, and then T-Bone's right there. Keith, you are 7 wins out of that top 6. You're 7 wins out of that top 6. So be sure and keep plugging, bro. Be sure and keep plugging. All right. So last night, what you want to talk about first? Football, baseball, basketball? I mean, you get to decide today what you want to talk about. On the baseball side, man, I gotta tell you, Jeremy Pena has me not missing Carlos Correa at all. And I mean that. I wasn't a big Carlos Correa fan after he started to grow up a little bit. And I'm talking about chronologically. I'm not talking about mentally or anything like that. After Carlos Correa started to get older, his mouth started to get a lot loose. I mean, he got real fly of the mouth, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Coming after Derek Jeter, saying that Derek Jeter didn't earn most of those gold glove awards that he got was just real salty. And then after the Astros got caught cheating, everybody else just kind of took it in stride, kind of kept their heads down, didn't make any brash comments or anything like that. And then they tried to prove it on the field. Correa was running that mouth. Correa was unnecessarily running that mouth. So I know a lot of Astro fans hated it when he got up out of here, but I was glad about it because the dude had more mouth than he had game later in his current career. I mean, he had a lot of times out of the lineup than in the lineup, but he always had something to say. And we still don't know what happened with his wife and that golf club and that massage. Oh, wait a minute. Tiger Woods was the golf club, but the massage was Carlos Correa. And y'all know I try to stay out of personal issues, but hey, we still have some questions, bro. So anyway, long story short, he's up in Minnesota, and guess what? Missed a few games, quite a few. In steps Jeremy Pena, young rook, ready to play, and he only goes on to do some things that no other rookie in American League history had ever done before, like winning the Gold Glove. So like Carlos Correa, all you wanted, the best defensive rookie shortstop that the Astros ever had, Jeremy Pena. Then last night, he cranks a home run and becomes the first rookie shortstop to hit a home run in the World Series. I'm loving him. I'm loving him. The dude is balling in the World Series. In fact, what's his batting average in the World Series? What is he hitting? Hold on, I got to get back to the game. Got to get back to the game. All right, here we go. Box score. Jeremy Pena is batting .333. Is batting .333 in the World Series. That's helpful because you don't have a whole lot of guys on this Astros team hitting over 300. You've got him at .333. You got Yuli Gurriel at .347, and that's it. Alex Bregman is at .292, and nobody else is above .250. Hensley is at .250. McCormick is at .250. The guys that the Astros really need to show up and show out tomorrow night, Altuve's batting $185. Yordan Alvarez is batting $188. Kyle Tucker's batting .217. So they're doing this without their studs. Ergo, why I like Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena is filling in the gap with his play and with his results and not with his mouth. And I like that. I like that. I like this team a whole lot more than I like the Carlos Correa Astros. I do. And I miss George Springer. You know, I miss him immensely. So, again, I think this Astros team is going to have a good shot tomorrow. I think they will wrap it up then. Let me get your thoughts on that. Astros or Phillies tomorrow night. Astros or Phillies tomorrow night. I don't want a game 7. I don't. This thing right here, this thing can't take it. I need them to go and wrap it up tomorrow night. It don't have to be a blowout either. It just long as they have one more run than the Phillies after the bottom of the ninth, I'm good. I'm good. All right, let's take another break. We'll talk football when we come back right after this on the lunch.
That's why we here on this platform.
Marriage, a loving splendor, a daily grind. Such is the case when Damian and Jamie get together and chop it up, for marriage is real.
Let's just lay it all out here. Let's just be real with it.
Join this wonderful couple who keeps it real and always in love. BS3 Network proudly presents Marriage is Real, where love is the only thing that matters. Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Oh, and Jamie has something to say.
Deuces and trays.
Of course, Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez. And it's caught! Debo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense it.
The Fro just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Got a Roku streaming device? Download BS3 TV. You'll be glad you did. Keith Hennig said, Dusty finally will get his chip. I'm thrilled. I hope you're right, man. I mean, it's not over. It's not over. And speaking of that, I want to say this about Jalen Hurts. Let me read Jalen's comments from last night. Let me read Jalen's comments from last night. They were talking about Jalen, about the Eagles improving to 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. Instead, Jalen Hurts reminisced on his freshman year at Alabama in 2016 when his team won his first 8 games, going 14-0, but they came up short in the championship game. I think that was the year that they lost to Deshaun Watson and Clemson. But anyway, Jalen said these words, and I quote, "I know it's special for the city of Philadelphia, but I've been 8-0 before and lost a national championship. So we just have to take it day by day. We haven't accomplished anything yet. It's a day-by-day thing for us, controlling the things that we can and playing to our standard and trying to grow every day." End quote. I love Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. And I say that to kind of bring in the Dusty thing. Dusty will tell you it ain't over yet. They're up 3-2, but there's 2 more games to play. Philly wins tomorrow night, and then it's who knows on Sunday for game 7. First of all, who's going to be the starter? Second of all, I mean, is Philly going to come out? Schwarber is just a beast. And as much as I don't really rock with him, the lineup that Philly puts out there is tough. And Bryce Harper, I don't really fool with Bryce. He can't come knock on my door and I say, "Who is it?" He says Bryce, and I say, "Bryce who?" He says Bryce Harper. I'm not letting him in. He ain't on that list. But that dude's a hard out. And they got some young players that are hard outs as well. So if you ever wonder how good the Astros pitching staff is, look at what they've done to Philadelphia over the last couple of games. A no-hitter, and last night they held them to what? How many hits did they hold them to last night? Let me get to my box score. Yeah, they held them to 6 hits. Held them to 6. Keith Hennig with a real good comment. I don't care what they say about Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, etc. Jalen Hurts is the best in the league right now. I mean, he's definitely the most humble. Definitely the most humble. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan right now. Loving it. So anyway, it's not over for the Astros. They got to win tomorrow night. And they got to win in however many innings they play. If it's +9, then they got to win in +9. If it's 9, then they got to win in 9. They can't win for 5 innings and lose before the 9 are over. Can't do it. If that happens, though, if they do win, you're right. Dusty Baker will finally get his chip, and all of the naysayers and the doubters and all those can just hush. And let me tell you what's going to happen next. They're going to say, "Well, he should have had. No, keep that. I got other names that you need to put on that should have had list." You know, Dean Smith should have had more championships. Roy Williams should have had more championships. Bobby Knight should have had more. If these folks were as great as you say they were, should have had more chips. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for Dusty. He's on the brink. He's on the brink. We can call today Championship Eve if they're able to wrap it up tomorrow. Okay. All right. So anyway, man, I'm real happy with the way things went down last night. And I got to say, hats off to Trey Mancini on a huge play at first base when he came in to replace Yuli Gurriel, who may be in a concussion protocol. I don't know. I wasn't on the call with Dusty and them this morning. I'll have to check in with our colleague, Kim Y. Davis of Chalk Talk Sports. I know she was on that Zoom call this morning, and to try to get the status of Yuli Gurriel. But at the end of the day, Trey Mancini had to come in, Cole off the bench, and play first base. And guess what? His defensive play was 100% instrumental in the Astros winning that game last night. Hard shot off the batter swerver down the right field, down the first base line. He scoops it, literally is falling out of bounds, and puts his foot back on the bag to secure the out, because not one but two runs would have scored had that been the case. And then the Astros would have been down by a run. So huge play. Huge play. And then the big one. Chase McCormick off of a shot off the bat of one of the Phillies, and he ran that thing all the way down to the wall, leapt, caught it, maintained it, didn't hurt himself, and went to the ground. Man, I'll tell you what. Again, another huge out for the Astros to get out of an inning. Man, I tell you. So listen. I'm trying not to mess it up. I'm trying not to jinx it. Don't hit me with a bunch of scriptures right now. I'm just saying Astros are on the brink. Astros are on the brink of winning their second World Series chip and giving Dusty Baker his first. And nobody wants it more for Dusty than me. I mean, you might want as much for Dusty as me, but not more than. Erica, that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Anyway, so we'll see if they can wrap it up. But again, man, we got to see what's going to happen tonight. Tomorrow night. All I know is Framber Valdez will be on the mound for the Astros. Framber Valdez, who has the Major League Baseball record for the most consecutive quality start. We need one more from. Yeah, FV. We need one more. One more quality start. Get it, 5-6 innings deep without giving up a bunch of runs, without giving up a bunch of hits, without being all over the place, walking a bunch of people. That's what that goes into a quality start. And nobody in Major League Baseball history has had more quality starts than Framber Valdez. So he needs one more. On the mound for the Phillies tomorrow night will be none other than Zach Wheeler. And the Astros hit him pretty good the last time they played him. So hopefully they'll be able to get to him early and often. All right. I got my bottom of the hour break. When I come back, I got to talk about college football coming up this weekend. All right, we'll do that. If you want to get in, if you want to set the menu, put something on the menu to discuss, it's Freestyle Friday. You get to do that. You can hit me up, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. You can text me at that number too, 832-403-5005. Or you can email me, aj@jonesmediaandent.com, aj@jonesmediaandent.com. We'll be right back right after this.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and buy some different clothes, Girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Talk Monday. Woo!
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Colt Johnson and welcome to
Cole Sports with the Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. That's right. All you got to do is download BS3 TV on your Roku streaming device, and you will have great content. All right, man. I just jumped over to Twitter real quick, see what they got going on over there. And man, I'm telling everybody keeps talking about there's poop in the dating pool. There's poop on the Twitter pool. Man, ever since you know who bought that stuff, that thing has gotten crazier than it was before. And I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to be over there, but it might not be long. It might not be long. And I'm not running over to the new social media platform that the former owner is trying to start, because guess what? He's still pro the current guy. So, nah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'll let you know where I'll be. I will let you know where I'll be. Keith Hennig, you're right. Ben Sutter III is doing some very fine work. I agree. Good afternoon, Big Ben. Erica, what's up? What's up? All right. So anyway, let's get to some college games coming up this weekend. Y'all are funny. Thank you. I just got somebody's text message. Thank you. I appreciate that. That just made me smile. Thank you. All right. College games this weekend. Tonight, you got Alcorn visiting Prairie View. And that's going to be a big game because right now in the SWAC standings over on the west side, Prairie View is one game ahead of Texas Southern University. Prairie View is 4-1. And if Alcorn can beat Prairie View, then Texas Southern, for a few minutes, would be the number one team on the west side of the SWAC. Who saw that coming? Not this dude. So it could happen. Alcorn is not playing good ball right now. Prairie View is. Head coach Bubba McDowell in his first year as the head coach there has them 5-3 on the season, 4-1 in the conference, and Alcorn is 3-5 on the season, 2-3 in the conference. So I got Prairie View in that one. Sorry, Texas Southern. I got Prairie View in that one. You'll have to find another way to get to be number one in the on that side of the conference, but that ain't gonna be it. TSU, your big concern at 3-2 is that 5-0 VI Love coming to town. Jackson State is a double-digit favorite. And I'm not talking about 10-0. I'm not talking about 20-0. They are like a 30-0 favorite in that game. So we'll see, Texas Southern, if you can handle your business. And oh yeah, by the way, if you're going to be in downtown Houston tomorrow night, let me give you some details. Number one, if you're going to the Texas Southern game at BBVA Compass Stadium, there will not be any parking for media. You'll have to find a place to park. And if you're just a fan that's going to the game, or you are a family member of a player going to be at the game, parking is going to be higher down there than it's been before because of the World Series. They're going to jack the parking up for World Series around the stadium because, again, you got BBVA Compass Stadium right there, and right across the street, you got Minute Maid Ballpark. So be careful. Be careful. Don't get got, and don't get frustrated and lose your temper down there because everything is much higher and it's congested. If I were you, I would get down there early for the TSU game. I would get down there early for that game. That game, again, kicks off at 6 o'clock. The Astros game starts at 7:03. Do the math. You need to be down there around 2 o'clock if you want to get a good parking spot and you want to get in the stadium safely. Hey, get you some concessions, sit down, talk some stuff, go walk around, do your Kappa stroll, do whatever it is you do, but get down there early. That's the best way to do that. If you're going to the Astros game, of course, all of the parking that's in that area is Astros-related parking. So you got Lot A, you got Lot B, you got Lot C, and then you got the paid lots around, cash lots, if you will, around there. So if you're on the Astros side of things, yeah, you're gonna have plenty of places to park. Okay, all right. So that's that. Again, I got Texas Southern losing Saturday. I got Prairie View winning tonight, and I got the Astros winning on tomorrow night. That's what I have. Now you go with it how you want to go. That's my trifecta right there. Let me get to some of these other SWAC games this weekend. Arkansas Pine Bluff, who got a Arkansas Pine Bluff will be visiting Grambling. Grambling coming off of a big win. I got Grambling in that one. Pine Bluff kind of in a little bit of a upheaval. They fired their coach. Looking for a head coach. I think they ought to hire Coach Johnny Cole from the HBCU Stroll, FYI. Arkansas Pine Bluff, if y'all are listening, y'all need to hire Coach Johnny Cole, the last person to win a SWAC championship at Texas Southern. You need to hire him now. So anyway, that's that. Alabama State at Bethune. I'm going Alabama State there. Southern University at FAMU. That's going to be a good game, but I'm going with FAMU in that one. I already told you what I said about Jackson State and Texas Southern. Last night, Mississippi Valley got their first win in conference play when they beat an Alabama A&M team that I thought was rolling. I thought Alabama A&M was rolling, but apparently not, because Valley got the win at home last night over Alabama A&M. So that is my SWAC lineup for this weekend. Let me look at some of the MEAC games real quick and then give you my picks on that. MEAC, you got Norfolk State at A&T. I'm going A&T. You got Morgan State at Stony Brook. I think Morgan State's going to win that game. Morgan State quietly is in first place in the MEAC right now. Delaware State at South Carolina State. I got South Carolina State. Howard at Central. I've got Central. Again, current standings in the MEAC. I lied. I said Morgan State was number one. I lied. Howard is number one. Central is number two. South Carolina State is number three. Delaware State is number four. Norfolk is number five. And Morgan State is number six. I'm sorry. I was confusing Morgan State with Howard. All right. Let me take this break. I'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations. There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
And I tell you what, that's one of my favorite shows ever right there, The Forecast. Those 4 brothers do an amazing job. And of course, I love when they have me on the show, but they do an amazing job giving you a viewpoint on movies that you will not find anywhere else. So again, download the BS3 TV app from your Roku streaming device, and you will be able to see great shows like The Forecast and others right there on your TV, changing the way you watch TV. All right. Again, got some really good football games coming up tomorrow on the college level. I've got 2 in particular that I'm really going to keep my eye on. 2. Number 1 is the number 1 team in the country, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on number 3 Georgia. That is going to be a huge game down in Athens. And again, that game is going to tell a whole lot about what we're going to see at the end of the year in the college football playoffs. If Tennessee knocks off Georgia, baby, we got something. We talking about something then. We are really talking about something then if Tennessee knocks off Georgia. In fact, let me look at the standings in the SEC as of right now. On the East side, you got Georgia at 5-0, Tennessee at 4-0, and then everybody else has 3 losses. So that's that. On the West side, you got Alabama, who already got dog walked by Tennessee at 4-1, and then they will play number 4. They will play LSU, who's also 4-1. Ole Miss is 4-1. So if LSU can beat Alabama on Saturday, tomorrow, baby, we could be saying bye-bye Alabama to the college football playoffs, because we would be looking at LSU being in the driver's seat for a spot in the SEC championship game. Ole Miss would be right behind them at 4-1, and then Alabama would be riding with 2 losses just ahead of Mississippi State, Arkansas with 3 losses. So again, if LSU can get a win, I'll be keeping an eye on that one. LSU and Alabama. If LSU can get a win at home, it's bye-bye for Alabama this season in the college football playoffs. But again, Tennessee or Georgia, one of them to me is going to be in the college football playoffs. One of them obviously is going to be in, because whoever wins that game will be in the driver's seat. But again, I'm hoping it's Tennessee. I like shakeup. I like shakeup. One of the other games I'm also going to be keeping an eye on. Games I'll also be keeping an eye on tomorrow will be the Clemson Notre Dame game. It's at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a 3.5-point underdog, but if they can find a way to beat Clemson, that'll probably kick Clemson out of the discussion for the college football playoffs. That would kind of put them out of this discussion for the college football playoffs. In fact, the current college football playoff rankings are as follows. Here we go. Number 1, you got Tennessee. Number 2, you got the Ohio State Ohio State's playing Northwestern this weekend, so no worries there. Number 3, you got Georgia, who's playing number 1 Tennessee. Number 4, you got Clemson, who's playing Notre Dame at Notre Dame, and Notre Dame can win that game. Clemson has not looked world-beating this year, but they got them so high ranked, overranked in my opinion. You got number 5 Michigan, number 6 Alabama, number 7 TCU. See, TCU would move up with an Alabama loss, with a Clemson loss. I don't know if they would leapfrog Georgia or Tennessee because Georgia and Tennessee are playing each other. 1 and 3, one of them is not going to drop too far. One of them is not going to drop too far. So it's going to be some good games. It's going to be some good games this weekend. And again, I'm looking at those particular games. I'm looking at the LSU-Alabama game, Clemson-Notre Dame, and, of course, Tennessee and Georgia. Tennessee and Georgia. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Michigan and Rutgers doesn't matter. Oregon, Colorado, ain't nothing there. Utah, Arizona, nothing there. 21 versus 22, Wake Forest and NC State. So those are the games we'll be paying attention to there. All right. I've got one more break, and then we'll wrap it up after this. We'll talk NFL when I come back on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV. We'll be right back right after this.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations. Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
You got all the great programming right there that you just saw right there on BS3 TV. Get a Roku streaming device, download BS3 TV. Just send me a message. Tell me thank you. All right. Okay. All right. Let me get ready to wrap this up. But before I do, want to run down the NFL games this weekend. Of course, last night, it was what I expected. It was Philadelphia beating the Texans 29-17. I had that. I've got the Bengals beating Carolina Sunday. I've got the Raiders beating Jacksonville on Sunday. I've got the Patriots beating the Colts. I've got the Chiefs beating the Titans. Chargers beating the Falcons. Dolphins beating the Bears. Packers beating the Lions. Bills beating the Jets. Vikings beating the Commanders. Seahawks beating the Cardinals. I've got the Buccaneers beating the Rams, and I've got the Ravens beating the Saints on Monday Night Football. Now, that's a lot of road teams. So you could see a lot of upsets from what I have there, but that's what I've got there. So we'll see how things go. Keith Hennig said, I'm heading to the mountains tomorrow, off the grid for 10 days. No internet, no phone, no people, just fresh air and natural beauty. See you on the 14th. Keith, have a good one, man. Enjoy every minute of it. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. Is there any way for you to get your picks in for next week? Keith, do me a favor. Look at the schedule for next week and send me your picks now because you're too close to the top 6 for you to miss a week of picks. So if you'll do that for me, we'll make sure we get them in ahead of time while you're out. So if you don't mind, please. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I got a baby girl I need to go and pick up and see about, and just have a great time with this weekend. A lot going to be happening this weekend. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good to each other. And Keith said you'll have my picks for sure. Good. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good to each other. And y'all be good to other people. And, hey, man, go Astros. Go Thee I Love. Go Saints. Anybody else I forgot? Go Tennessee. Go Notre Dame. Go LSU. I'm an LSU fan. I went to Tulane. I'm an LSU fan tomorrow. Yeah, I am. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it, and except be good to each other and treat all cultures well, including mine, please. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all on, Monday. Coach Cole, I'll talk to y'all on Tuesday.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Friday, November 4th, 2022. Number 1. The last-minute sprints across the country are underway as leading Democrats, including President Joe Biden, campaigning for Democrats in closer-than-close runs for U.S. House, Senate, and governor seats. The president is being encouraged to move away from the topic of threats to American democracy that he addressed in his Wednesday night speech. Democrats and independents are making their last-minute arguments to stump on the issues that many Americans feel have a greater effect on their everyday issues, like the economy and women's reproductive rights. Number 2. In his first week as the owner of Twitter, Elon Musk made some decisive actions and divisive proclamations. Musk fired the company's board of directors, top executives, and former CEO. Now he is the board's sole member. Musk said that no major decisions on the content or reinstating of banned accounts will be made until a content moderation council consisting of leaders with diverse backgrounds is made. Number 3, supply problems have again forced Moderna to delay some COVID-19 vaccine deliveries, a move that surprised Wall Street and contributed to a disappointing third quarter. The vaccine developer said Thursday that short-term issues prompted it to shift some deliveries initially planned for this year into 2023. It now expects 2022 revenue from advance purchase agreements to be as much as $3 billion lower than what it forecast in August. Number 4. While trans people may face barriers to voting in dozens of states, Tennessee is one of 8 where they could face particularly challenging obstacles at the polls this month because of strict voter ID laws. According to the ACLU, this year alone, more than 160 state bills to restrict trans rights have been proposed across the country. People who might be inclined to harass marginalized voters at the polls are more aware of trans people's existence, said Olivia Hunt, the policy director at the National Center for Transgender Equality. So I expect we're going to hear more stories of trans people being harassed, whether by voters, poll workers, poll monitors, or other folks who are present during the election process. Number 5. Many would say the HBCU college experience is like no other. Entrepreneur Halima Nash would agree. So much so, the young Compton, California native has extended her decades-long business expertise to form a unique partnership honoring her beloved HBCU, the real HU, Howard University. Nash recently joined forces with spirits giant Beam Suntory to launch her own limited line of premium liquor, Brown Girl Bourbon in Blue. Read more about her and her product in today's What You Need to Know newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Choose to be empowered. A reminder to fall back this weekend. No more daylight saving time. We're back to standard time. Fall back Saturday night, Sunday morning. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Black Voters Matter and HBCU Go TV. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.